in other IC disciplines. Nana Gray Johnson, under whose purview the sector operates, said RLG The Gambia is not only putting the country in a sound technological platform, but curtailing youth unemployment, a major issue the government is painstakingly dealing with for a number of years now.
And this is why we are applauding Mr. Agambire and his RLG group for collaborating with us to ease that burden. His Excellency the President, Sheikh Professor Dr. Alhaji Yaya AJJ Jame, our national ICT champion, and his entire government will offer you the needed support for you to succeed in our country. That is an assurance I would like to give.
For the fact that the event witnessed a line of ministerial guests and speakers from home and abroad shows the importance the government attaches to the RLG project and ICT development in general.
Unemployment and underemployment have been identified as being the main causes of youth poverty and youth crime. This ICT project therefore seeks to alleviate both of these social ills, as these young graduates will be empowered with self-employment skills which they can use to occupy themselves productively and escape the grips of poverty.
RLG Gambia has created an exciting path in our efforts to empower young people and professional development to enhance their participation in nation building. RLG has also created and has manifested the potentials for employment generation, which would create so much interest in the part of young people, officials, the general public at large.
And Africa is the largest mobile phone users today in the world. And that represents huge opportunity for business to strive. But who should come and take the profit away from Africa? It should be the Africans who should take the profit and build Africa. That is why we didn't come to Gambia to just look at Gambia and just find ourselves anywhere.
I dare to say that we in the developing nations need ICT to facilitate our growth agenda even more than others. In all spheres of life, ICT has proven to be a vehicle for attaining greater efficiency.
The over $7 million investment summarizes the story of a project officials say is here to stay. RLG is committed to its ideology that technology should not be left for the Western world, and first world economies, and that Africans can't strive unless they begin to consume what they produce. Louis Mendy, Grts.
It is not a day designated for the monthly cleansing exercise, but this course of volunteers in the North Bank region who converge on Barra to give that region's entry point a facelift say they are just doing it in anticipation of the visit of one man they say transformed the region's fortunes. Our Ibrahim Balde currently on the other side of the river, and he brings us up to date from Barra.
The coastal town of Barra is warming up for the highly anticipated President Jammeh's dialogue with the People's Store on Monday. The elders of this favored region, the youth and several volunteers descended around the ferry terminal to clean the area on Saturday morning. It is a tradition which the community wants to maintain, and this year's President's dialogue with the People's Store is flooded with a series of activities that form part of the welcoming festivities. The elders of Barra said since cleanliness is next to godliness, they would not leave no stone unturned as far as the cleaning exercise was concerned. Speaking to GRTs about the Setsetal, youth leader Abdullah Job said the youth of the area have nothing but kind words for the President, His Excellency Professor Alhaji Dr. AJJ Jame, for the massive development projects he initiated in Barra and beyond since 1994 to date. The Alcalde of Barra, Ken Bugud Fai, said everything is being done to ensure a colorful welcoming festival for the President. Speaking on behalf of the National Transport Association in Barra, Usman Job said they have mobilized more than a dozen vehicles to carry passengers or supporters in far-flung communities in the Nyomis to join in the welcoming ceremony. Job said he and so many of his colleague drivers are already warming up for Monday's welcoming festival. The regional environmental officer in the North Bank region, Nene Nying, said the cleaning exercise was necessary because the president has done so much for the people of Bara and the environs as far as the environmental sanitation was concerned. He recalled the president's intervention in the town's disaster hotspots.
Well, the cleanup exercise by the community of Bara is expected to continue on Sunday. This is all part of efforts geared towards making sure that everything is intact ahead of the president's dialogue with the People's Store, which is expected to commence on Monday. We are now proceeding to other parts where the president is expected to visit and assess the level of preparedness. Ibrahim Balde reporting from Bara in the North Bank region for Grts News.
Experts from across the region are meeting in Banjul to discuss issues revolving around regional cooperation in technical and vocational education and training for sustainable development in Africa. The convergence brought together delegates from across CAPA member countries, and it is organized by the Commonwealth Association of Polytechnics in Africa in conjunction with the Gambia Technical Training Institute. Fatou Jassi picks up the rest of that story.
Ghana's advancement was the main agenda of a two-day forum which brought together participants from across member countries. The challenges facing education in general and technical vocational educational training in particular need redressing to keep apace with the changing needs of the economy and the labor market with regards to competencies and skills. The Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, Fatou Mbaye, said appropriate technologies, technicians, craftsmen, as well as skills artisans are required to turn the economy of African countries.
The Commonwealth Association of Polytechnics in Africa, CAPA, should be commended for organizing this committee. And the same goes to the local organizing committee for choosing the theme Regional Cooperation in Tibet for Sustainable Development in Africa, and making Tibet as one of their priority areas, as this will leverage the socio-economic transformation of the region. We must ensure that the institutions present here, and indeed their countries and governments, are encouraged to exchange experiences and ideas that will contribute to the advancement of Tibet in Africa, not only during conferences.
Deputy Speaker Mbaye expressed gratitude to the professional manner upon which deliberations were made and called for CAPA Secretariat to make follow-ups and to ensure that there is a mechanism that ensures the exchange and transfer of knowledge amongst various Tibet institutions to improve regional cooperation. The acting chairman, CAPA Pascal Chiwi, in his closing remarks, challenged participants to implement the resolutions.
No matter how limited that effort is, we think it will go a long way in moving the process forward. Secondly, as we have already been reminded, what can our institutions do within their operational mandate? There are things really that do not need to wait for policies, things that, and I address institutional heads here, things that we at the level of institutions can do.
The CAPA chairman also underlined the need for CAPA to play a prominent role in facilitating implementation process, one of which is the issue of advocacy in member countries. For Grts News, I am Fatou Jassi.
We'll be back with news from outside the Gambia after this short break.
Ghana's leading ICT company, assemblers of mobile phones and computers, is now in the Gambia too. We are happy to bring our services to the people of Gambia and look forward to lasting relationship with the state and its people. Come choose from RFG's range of phones and computers and enjoy delightful after-sale service and the confidence of warranties that will keep your devices good as new. Visit IOG at 62 Caraba Avenue, Circular KSMD, opposite the Pipeline Max, or check out rlggambia.com for more information.
RLG, proudly yours.
Well, elsewhere in Africa, former South African President Nelson Mandela is back in hospital